I think it's a great idea for publishers to hire on more writers and get more voices out there and do them digital first to test the market. But as an author, I would never sign that contract unless they were paying higher royalties. I think 50% of net is the minimum, and it probably needs to be higher than that. You'll see that book sales are down. If you look at earnings reports and their reports to stockholders, profits are up. How's that possible? Well, more of their sales are going to digital, where they're making a much higher margin. Are they giving that savings to readers? No. Your books here might cost 10 quid for an ebook and be less in the paperback. Are they passing that extra money on to authors? No, the royalties are worse for ebooks than they are for print books. So until that changes, I think it's great for publishers to do that. I wish they would give more of you a small advance and get your digital book out there with some help and make it look professional and see if it takes off and then invest in the print run. But until they're paying better, your digital rights are worth a lot more than they're offering for those deals. I would do it if you don't care if you have a career, if you don't care if you make money, if you don't care how many readers you get, if you don't care if your ebook's priced too high for people to enjoy. If you just want to do it just for the fun of it, go for it. As a career choice, never. Well, it goes straight from it comes from you. It comes from the readers, and then it goes to the distributors. You buy, are you talking about with free? Like you're confused how free ever ends up making money?
Confused.
Okay. The way free makes money is you don't try to make a living off one book. Just like no one writes one song and then hopes that they have a music career. Like that would be a very short set, and I don't think anybody would clap if they paid money for that. So you need multiple books out there. A free book is a way of giving someone a sample. Just like you can listen to the radio for free and hear a song. They don't give you the whole album. They give you one song, and then you want to go buy the album, and you want to support them. You want to go to the concert, buy a T-shirt. If you look around, you see this model everywhere.
So you deal with Kobo. You have an arrangement.
I have the arrangement with Kobo that they have with everyone. I upload my books, and if you want to do a promo and make your books free, anybody can do that. You own the rights, so Kobo doesn't own anything. They're just a distributor. They're not paying you a royalty. And I use the word because it's convenient, but that 70 or 80% is never a royalty. It's like a distribution fee that they're taking from the retail price. So you own the rights. You're just putting it in one bookstore. Do you want it in that other bookstore? Yes. Do you want it in that bookstore? Yes. You want it in as many stores as possible. If someone offered you $1 million to only put it on Kobo, would you do that? I would say do that. That sounds like a good deal. It's probably not going to happen. But you have to weigh all these opportunities on your own. Like you're in charge. And like you said, you have to be enterprising, but you have to do that however you publish. You have got to have a blog. You look what other traditionally published authors are doing, and not J.K. Rowling, not people who don't have to worry about money the rest of their lives. Look at the people who need readers, and they're doing the same thing that anyone else does. And I'll give you, because you asked about marketing, and I forgot about that question. The best marketing you can do, not just to write the next book, engage with the readers you already have. I don't think you'll ever find me asking someone who hasn't read my book, here, read this, I think it's a great book. If someone can be quoting that, I'll be impressed, because I don't think that works. Every author is saying, like, my book is great, read this, and we turn our minds off. But wait to hear from that your mom or your cousin or your friend who says they read it and liked it, and interact with them. Thank you so much for liking it. Can I send you my next book for free? I'm going to, can I name a character after you? What can I do for you as my one reader? And then that reader will help you get more readers. But trying to find new readers by begging them to give you money, it doesn't work for any product. Instead, that's all my marketing is I'm on Twitter and Facebook, and I interact with the people who already like my stuff. I don't go out looking for more people to like my stuff. That's our jobs as readers and booksellers and librarians to do that.
Yes, and also I think that, and that's the final question is about the writing process, because the writing process has changed, and actually you can leverage on the writing process in order to engage with readers, and also to give them the opportunity, to contribute, to writing a story. So what's your experience about that? Because you are...
Yeah, I like to use the word contributing. What I love about the way I get to write by putting samples on blogs and by having a direct access with my readers is that it feels like the way stories used to be told. They were told like this, except we didn't have technology and amplification. We had a campfire, and I would try to protect my voice, but I would tell you a story like the Iliad. And one of you would be a better storyteller than I am, and you would say, that was okay, but I could do better. And you would come up with what we would call fan fiction today, your own version of that story, and you would go tell it to someone else, or you'd come up to me and say, hey, I'm not a very good speaker, but you're not a very good storyteller. Let me tell you an improvement. And we would have this back and forth that would make the story better and made it storytelling about community. We got away from that with the printed work, especially when the printing press came along. It was mechanical. It was dry. The book doesn't change. There's no communication. Now we have comments you can leave on your reading device. We have email and Twitter. Now we're back to the way storytelling was originally and what makes us human. And so when people say, oh, this is too new, I want my old book, your old book is called a novel for a reason. It's a new invention. It is not that ancient. Matter of fact, scrolling, which people think is so old, that's going back to the way we used to write on paper. So I think storytelling can be collaborative, and it can be more engaging between us as a community. And that means putting cover art on your blog, 6 different covers. What do you like best? Now they feel like they're part of the creative process. They had a hand in making that book. When that book comes out, their name is in the acknowledgments. Thank you to my specific names or my group of followers for helping me pick out this book. It was very helpful. Now when they own that book, they own a piece of themselves. They own a part of the creative process. Is that now are you happier as a writer for having that engagement? Of course. Are they happier for having that engagement? Of course. Does it cost you anything? A little bit of time and opening yourself up to that process. And the same can happen with beta readers and saying, what do you think of the book? I think you should change this. You hear from 2 people? I'm going to change that. Now they read it. Oh, he changed that because of me. I gave, this section was horrible until I came along. And now they're going to tell people, read this. And by the way, I made chapter 13 not suck. I mean, these are the ways that, and if anybody poo-poos that and says, well, that's not the way it used to be done, well, that's because those people are doing it the new way. We're going back to doing it the old way, the way that's human, like this. People who play music in front of a live audience get to hear the roars or the silence or see the lighters. They get to see people dancing. They get to see the effects of their art. We get away from that when we listen to an MP3, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's no longer what it was. And reading now can be what it used to be. It can be live, it can be interactive, it can be collaborative. I think it can be a lot more exciting.
And I'm afraid we've come to the conclusion to this session. I have to say thank you very much, Hugh, for your time,
Thanks.
for sharing your expertise and your passion with us today. We will have tomorrow the final session, sponsored and offered by Kobo Writing Life, again from 1 to 2 p.m. with Camille Fidi, Kobo Writing Life, Europe Manager, and Bella Andre, best-selling author, talking about the opportunities in international distribution for independent authors. Thank you very much.